Hey, Robby, Merry Christmas. Good to see you. I appreciate you, man. Hey, Matt this week told us that he addressed the team and said that he took responsibility for that fourth down play that we asked you about in Buffalo and all that. Is having been around him as long as you have, is that just kind of always been his approach, that sometimes he's real direct in kind of critiquing a play and or a player? And is that kind of something that guys have to get used to with Matt?
Yeah, I think for the most part, Coach Rhule's always been a transparent and straightforward individual, and that's just his personality on and off the field. And he also, from my experience, if it's times where he might sometimes see something on the field and then watch it on film and see something different and he might have been wrong about something, he has no problem, addressing that or, taking accountability. But, I mean, I feel like he's always been pretty transparent, straightforward.
Any questions for Robby? Go ahead, Jonathan.
I guess, Robby, hope you're doing well, and Merry Christmas to you, first of all.
Appreciate it, you too.
Appreciate it. But I want to ask, I guess, is that something, the fact that he takes accountability you just mentioned, is that something you respect?
Something, you said something I expect or respect?
No, respect.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely.
Also, I guess, what do you feel like this offense has to do in this particular game, now that you have experience with Tampa, to get a win on Sunday?
Score points, stay on the field, protect the football, no penalties, and be productive.
Will Conkle.
Hey, Robby, Merry Christmas, buddy.
Thank you.
Brian said something yesterday that when Coach Rhule calls somebody out, guys don't take it personal. They know it's coming from a place of love. We were talking about this last night on our show. How important is it to have a relationship with your head coach so you do know he has the best intentions to you? So where when something happens, like on Sunday, he seemingly called out Cam or blew up Cam or whatever, the relationship takes precedent, whereas people like us in the media make a big deal of something, but we don't understand that relationship. That relationship that you have with your coach, how important is that in those moments?
I think that's extremely important because, like Brian said, it's like you know where it's coming from, and I think that, you having a solid relationship with your coach is like having a solid foundation to your home. And, it's very pivotal and very important. And I just think, like I said, when you understand where your coach is coming from, when he's doing certain things, you don't take so much offense to it. And with football, it's a tough skin occupation. You can't really take things personally, especially when you are trying to, quote unquote, be a perfectionist and want to be great. You have to be your biggest critic. So what somebody else critiques and says about you shouldn't offend you more than you thinking and knowing the same thing of yourself. And you should kind of want that because that's going to push you to being better and eliminate you being content on what you've done, because if you've done something, you can always do more.
When did you in your career or life get to that point where you knew a coach was looking out for you and wanted the best for you versus you, having your pride or ego get in the way? Was that difficult?
I would say I kind of went through that trial like my first year in college, like my red shirt year. I started to kind of like, I grasped that understanding of things. So I kind of learned that aspect of it early on, and then really learned that when Coach Rhule did become my coach more so, but I kind of grasped that early in my younger days.
Thanks,
Jalen
buddy.
Gilkey, followed by Joe Person.
Yeah, Robert, a quick question for you, man. I know Tampa Bay's secondary is a bit banged up. How do you feel is the best way that you'll be able to take advantage of that individually and then the offense as a whole?
I mean, just capitalizing, each opportunity that comes. I wouldn't more so say anything, specific besides making what happen what's given to us, play call, executing, and making the most of the opportunities that's presented.
Robby, I know you haven't been around Cam a long time, but it seems like the two of you have gotten pretty close in a short period of time. This could be his final game in Charlotte on Sunday. Have you kind of thought about what that would mean? And in the 6 weeks or so that it's been, have you gotten a better appreciation of what he means to the Carolinas and to Charlotte?
No, definitely. As answering the second part of your question, definitely see, his significance, his presence, and how much he means to the culture, being here and happy to experience that firsthand and be a part of that. But the first part, I can't really call it with that. I didn't even look at it from that perspective, and can't really touch on that too much. I don't really have too much words for that.
Let me rephrase it a little bit. He talks about how it's just about winning right now.
Yeah.
And I know that's the. Does it eat him up, the fact that you guys haven't been able to catch a win here recently?
No, I definitely. I mean, like he said, winning, but me firsthand knowing, I think that being a quarterback is obviously the most watched position in the NFL, but also that most highly criticized position. There's a lot of times that the quarterback, for instance, it looks like things are their fault or they miss a throw, but it could be the O-line, it could be this, it could be that, but they get the blame for it because they're in the spotlight. And me firsthand being with Cam over these past 6 weeks and seeing how much dedication, how much time that he truly does put into it, and seeing probably things that are being said and him getting blamed for things that's kind of not his fault, and people not really knowing the work that's going on behind the scenes. And when you watch the film, things that sometimes might not be his fault, I think it's kind of a discredit to him, as a person, as a player. And I think that's, it is what it is, but I just kind of wanted to put that out there, because I see it firsthand. And, that's somebody that I have a lot of respect for. And then I just think overall, that's just what comes with it. But
All right, and we'll finish up here with David Newton.
Hey, Robby, I wanted to ask you, following up on that, I mean, do you think Cam has done enough to prove to this staff and to this team that he deserves a chance to compete for the job for next year?
I mean, I would say so. I think that if you take any quarterback, no matter who it is, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, which I feel like he's to that level of a player and has done things to that prestige throughout his career, I think you put them in a situation where halfway through or more than halfway through the season, you put them out there, give them the starting position, expect them to grasp the playbook, expect them to, deal with changes up front and this and that, fire a OC. That's a lot of variables and odds thrown against somebody, opposed to them having a full offseason to build, be with the coordinator the whole time and build that chemistry. That's a very rare, circumstance. And I don't think many quarterbacks or many players overall would succeed to the high expectation that somebody would expect them to. And, I just feel like everybody expected Cam to come in and lead us to wins, but it's not just him. He's not. There's 11 players on the field. He's one of the 11, and he doesn't play defense. And there's a bunch of things, but I feel like everybody expected him to come, just save the day, which he is trying to do, but it's not all just about him,
I appreciate that. And to follow up on that, you also close to Sam Darnold. So, I mean, what's that look like when you move forward with this team for the future? With Cam, Sam, I mean, how do you do that?
I don't know. That question you got to ask Scott, Rhule, and Tepper. That's not. I just try and catch touchdowns, and get first downs and all that stuff. But I don't have no say-so on the personnel. If I did, I'd give myself another raise. I'm just playing.
It's above your pay raise. I got you, man.
Yeah.
Have a good holiday.
All right, you too.
All right,
Thank
thank you, Robby. You have a good day.